All right, so I'm recording and then I'm going to pin myself so it's just me. So your name and your beautiful face is not part of this. So you can just have your experience without worrying about what YouTube's got going on. Well, good morning again, and welcome to the Mindfulness Broadcast. If you're just joining us, today is July 1st, 2022. I had a moment earlier this week where I couldn't remember what year it was. I had to ask my partner, wait, is it 21 or 22? It's just all going by so quickly. And it just reminds me of how much I love these moments of just pause on Friday together to just be here and slow down and be together on purpose. So I'm going to share my screen. I want to add a visual to our practice today. Hopefully you all can see this. I just dropped this in a Word doc. So it's just a picture of this beautiful waterfall. This is from our own lovely state. This is South Falls at Silver Falls State Park here in Oregon. It's wonderful. I borrowed this picture from the website, which I missed the I there, website. And what you see back here, if you've done this hike, probably some of you have, this is on the waterfall hike where I think there's like 9 or 10 waterfalls in just this really short amount of time, just a few miles, and you walk above them and below them and around them. And, you just get to see all these amazing waterfalls. And so if you notice back here, there's this trail. So you maybe have walked on that trail at South Falls and Silver Falls State Park. And here's why I've got this image is there is, I've shared this book before. I reread it on my trip that I was just on. It's called 10% Happier by Dan Harris. If you're looking for kind of an introduction to mindfulness and some neuroscience behind it and just somebody's personal story as they move through it, it's great and it's funny. And he's a guy that will say things like, when she told me to inhale love, I just about threw up, like he just doesn't identify as that kind of person. And so it's his journey into mindfulness because he could see the benefits of it through science. So it's a great book. But anyway, he talks about this practice. And I remember going through this practice and it spurred me and reminded me, and I really did the practice all throughout my trip, was the idea behind separating the brain and the mind, right? So the brain is this functional piece of our body that keeps us alive. It's literally keeping the lights on, right? Without us thinking, it keeps our heart beating. It keeps our eyes blinking because we need moisture. It stores all of our memories. It does all of these amazing things for us. And then it also houses the mind, which we can't find on a, scan. We don't know where the mind is. We don't know how it exists. But what we know is that we have thoughts that are very different from the functional state of the brain, right? We have an identity that is very different from the functional state of the brain. And yet our brain state, so whether we have gone through trauma, raised in poverty, practice resilience and mindfulness every day, the structure of our brain affects our mind. And our mindset can change the structure of our brain, right? Which is what mindfulness does. We can see it change neural pathways in our brains, create, strengthen, all of those things. So they work together. And so mindfulness, one of the practices that we do in mindfulness, it's the basis of it, is to be able to place our attention somewhere on purpose. So the mind, full of thoughts, full of stories, full of distractions, full of all of the things, identity, all of the things, some that we've created, some that were placed in there for us by culture, by other adults, by whatever, we can get at a place where we just witness the mind rather than be at the effect of the mind. So we introduce choice, right? So we place our attention somewhere on purpose. So how this relates to the waterfall. So being in a place of mindfulness and observance of the mind is like taking this walk behind the waterfall. And you are watching your thoughts. You are watching your distraction. You are watching your assumptions. You are watching your mind at work without being in a kayak on top and going for a ride. I hope that resonates. So the mind might decide, I don't like this. This isn't who I am. This isn't what I'm about. And I'm off and running. Right. And I disconnect from something. I tune out from something. Maybe my stress levels rise. I begin to activate my brain. My vagus nerve activates my nervous system, and I get stressed, and all of those things. I get dry mouth. So my mind, by just going with this waterfall, is affecting my body, my brain, thus affecting my body. So instead, if we can get behind the waterfall and just place our attention to go, oh, I have a story that I don't like that. Wonder what that's about. Curious, right? And we just, in a place of mindfulness, the way that we train our brain to do this is to watch our mind at work. So that's what we're going to do in our practice today. And this is kind of next level, right? This is a practice that you can take, I would say 60 seconds at a time, to just see if you can sit behind this waterfall and identify what's happening in your brain. So it might be a spot of pain in your body that bounces then to somebody honked the horn and you heard that outside, that then goes to the ding of your phone, and you're just naming it. Phone, coworker, hunger pain, hip pain, thought of distraction, boredom, breath, right? We're just naming it as these things flow and cascade over our waterfall. So let's do this. Let's get into this. Go ahead and close your eyes. You can also keep your eyes open. Whatever allows you just to mentally take the steps behind the waterfall. So allow your attention to find your breath, just starting there. Where is your breath in your body? Where is it beginning? Where is it ending? Where's the concentration? Checking in with our body, bringing our attention, just like the focus of a flashlight, turning our attention away from our breath and now onto our physical body. And just noticing without story, without attachment, seeing if you can name things like cold, hot, comfortable, pain, fidgety, calm. Maybe you begin to feel your breath within your body, merging those two. And then bring that focused light of attention to your mindset, to your mind, to your brain, wherever you can land. Just notice, is it busy? Is it sleepy? Is it a memory? Is it projecting to the future? Is there somebody on your mind? Worry? Just noticing. And now, if you are a visual person, you might picture yourself behind that waterfall. And the water falling in front of you is just your external experience and your internal thoughts and feelings. And our work here is just to name them. And at whatever level you can do this, it's great. If you can't name it, that's fine. Notice it, get curious about that. Shine that light on the waterfall and just notice, naming it to yourself. If you find that you're struggling with this, just come back to home base, come back to your breath. Just following your breath in and following it out. Good. You're doing a great job. And then collectively bring your attention back to your breath. Just noticing for a moment what that experience was like for you. Noting it, taking from it any aspect that you want to bring forward into your day today and to your life outside of this practice. Finding your body again and feeling your breath move throughout your body, feeling your chest rise, your belly rise, your belly fall, your chest fall. One big exhale together. Slowly opening your eyes and just pausing, taking a look at that waterfall one more time. Thank you. Thanks for being here, everyone. I'll see you next week. Be well. Bye.